Good morning from Uppsala. This lovely gentleman is going to pronounce his name because you know what I'm like with names and I can't get me right. So what is it?
Khalid.
Khalid. He's amazing. I've just stayed at his overnight at Comfort for You.
Comfort Us.
Comfort Us. They'll get everything wrong. He's been absolutely amazing. They have 2 parking spaces here, but they're outside. So bless him. He ran around about 1,000 metres last night to show me to somebody else's lock-up garage. So she's been safe. Bumblebee is still there, look. She's safe. She's great. He's brought me bags round for me, took them back last night. Gave me a few beautiful fruit and ice cream.
Yes.
And a nice breakfast.
My pleasure.
A comfy bed.
Sure.
Recommend it. If you're coming to Uppsala, it was cheaper than my night's camping last night or the night before last. So thank you.
Appreciate, and we are very happy to have you. And, absolutely, we'll be more than happy to have you again and again. Yeah.
Thank you. Someone wants me back.
Today's first stop is to a Can-Am mechanic in Uppsala. Thank you so much to Vigo for looking this up for me, for reaching out to his Facebook groups and finding this out and sending me the address. Also, massive thanks to Jack, who used to drive over here quite a lot and has given me lots of tips and advice about driving in Sweden. Stay tuned for lots of Can-Am toys, for the Viking Museum, for a ride further north, and me trying to get my tent up before the rain really comes down, and some info on wild camping. Whilst this is playing, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and if you're enjoying this vlog then give it a thumbs up and share it with your mates. And if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, then you can do so by clicking on the link in my bio. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Please be open. Please, please, please. Please. It looks like it is. Yay! Yay, yay, yay! It might not be. I've come to the wrong shop. Trust me. There's a garage there, but no Can-Ams. It doesn't look hopeful. Oh my word. Oh, I need help for my wobbly exhaust. And I went into the garage and they were so willing to help. Nemat stopped what he was doing to come and help me. He's had a thorough look, explained things clearly, and he's not going to charge me. Thank you so much, Nemat. Some of you had suggested problems with this bolt being loose. You're in the right area, but it was fixed fast. It's just the ring's a bit worn. So he's going to put a new one on for me, Loctite it on. But it wasn't that. It's still wobbly, but he's looked all underneath. There's no damage. He feels that I'm still okay to travel on the 4,000 miles that I have to do. It's not going to fall off. It is secure. It's just going to make a little bit of a vibrating noise. And that's okay with me. My quest to get to the Arctic continues. He said to me to come up here and look at the toys. I mean, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it? Smiling, I'm smiling. Oh my gosh. Look at this place, I've got loads in here. I'm back in the toy shop. Didn't expect to see that, but it's rather lovely. I reckon I could ride that. Look, it's low enough for me. Oh, what fun. Oh, to be rich. It's my kind of number plate, look. I would like to have a go on one of these. I'm going to have to look into if I need my CBT and whatnot. Crikey. It's bigger than I thought they were. There's a bumblebee. Oh, she's got a frunk missing. See, now this is what it looks like. This is what mine should look like. But I just couldn't cope with these handlebars. Put too much strain on my elbow and shoulder, and I had to have injections the first year of riding. So I had normal motorbike handlebars on mine. Cruise control and throttle tires. Where there's a will, there is a way. We will ride. Get Arthur one of those. I am excited to say that his legs are now long enough to reach the passenger pegs, so when I'm back, his mum has given me permission to get him kitted out, take him for a little ride if he still wants to do so. Very excited about that. One of Andy's dreams was to see me picking Arthur up from school on Bumblebee. How cool would that be? My nan's coming to get me today. Whenever I turn up, my brother calls me Nanny McPhee. This is one thing that I really, really want to have a go on. I was kind of almost hoping there would be snow here. I don't think there's going to be. I was going to hijack one of these and get someone to show me up to Nordkap on one. Oh, what fun that would be. I think I am going to have to come back or somewhere cold and snowy in winter so I could have a go on a skidoo. Why not? Life's for living, huh?
Well, that was a lovely little visit. I introduced myself to the boss man in there and he actually asked me if I worked for Can-Am. Oh, he must have thought I was checking up on him. And I went, oh, no, I'm just visiting. I'm just saying hello. And I do sell lots of Rykers and I do promote Can-Am, but that's because I love the product and I love what it's done for me.
Well, here we are. Somewhere. I presume this is the parking. The museum's actually over that way. The right place, because here's my tea stop. And hopefully some food. I was offered lots of breakfast this morning, but I didn't fancy it then. But it is 12:30, so it's lunchtime.
More fish, I'm afraid, but it's very nice. It was hake in a butter lemon sauce.
So, here we are.
It's around £10 to get in for a senior, but when you ask for that and they don't even question it.
This stone was erected in the memory of a young explorer who travelled to Estonia and was killed there. It's called a rune stone because these are the runes. Quite spectacular. Yay, 3 lockers. Luckily it's got the number on, otherwise I'd forget. And of course the best bit is the dressing up. Julia and I love this, and Paula. It's not quite going to be the same on my own, but I'll give it a go. Can't even get that off the peg. But hopefully I can get the helmet on. Well, all I can say is these must have sorted out them Roman noses. Perhaps I need kiddie size.
Or just stick to being a maiden.
There's not an awful lot in the museum. It gives you a little bit of a taster. This bit you can access for free, and these are the actual burial mounds. And there's over a couple of hundred still here today. But once upon a time, they were thousands. It's too far for me to walk, so I'm not going to get up there today. I'm going to go and look at the gift shop. So there's me saying there's not much in the museum. And I'm on the phone to my friend Julia in Australia. And all of a sudden I found these stairs. And a whole other floor. So there is quite a bit.
That's never a good sign. Black clouds ahead and the cars coming the other way have their lights on. Oh no. So I had my eye to turn on here anyway, to head down and get a little bit of a coastal ride for a bit, but now it's for a very different reason. I need to try and find some shelter for my tent, which is in my dry bag, but it's an Amazon dry bag, so it's not very dry. I don't want it all getting wet. I need to well camp tonight. So I was just going to put my tent up under the tree there, and then I thought, oh no, I haven't got any water. When I stopped at the last garage, as I went to leave, I went to take a slug of water out of my hydration pack and realised it was empty. I couldn't be bothered to go back in for another one. Oh, I thought I'd do it at my next stop, but how things change. And now I'm like, do I keep going to the next garage and hopefully just shelter under there and get my water? And then can I get a tent up somewhere? Or do I just put it up now and hope it stops raining and go for water later on my bike? I don't know. What would you do? Ooh, it's looking brighter. Maybe I can outrun the rain. I followed my sat-nav to lots of different garages, but they were all pay at the pump with no shop. Wild camping is legal in Sweden. In fact, you can actually camp on somebody's front garden if you want to, but I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't like that, which is actually quite funny if you know where I live.
And soup, and I even got some chickpeas because you know I love them, and a smoothie. Just now got wet knees. Now let's just go and find somewhere to camp.
Whilst you do get brown bears in the woods here, they are quite shy and they don't really approach humans. The biggest problem or risk when you are camping is that of ticks. So I've got to be a bit careful not to get my stuff other than my tent on the ground because I don't want Lyme's disease.
So here I am, wild camping at its best, by the lake with company, chickpeas and vegetable soup cooking. But you know that water that I've just ridden all over the place to find? I put it all in my camelback, but most of it is all leaked. Wouldn't be me if it didn't really, would it? Ta-ta for now. Somewhere in Sweden, on the coast, still 500 miles from the Arctic Circle. See you tomorrow.